everybody. This is Terri Green, and welcome. Today in the green room, we have, first off, Sophie C. of Buddafly and Jazz. First of all, clap.
Clap.
Welcome, sister. We're
you.
here in Hamburg, and I couldn't say how incredibly proud I am of everything you have accomplished, because I want to get into the story of the sisters, the twins, you holding it down. People don't know you were managing Buddafly. So you know more about it than I do, and I don't want to tell your story. So introduce yourself, and then tell us about 18 years ago, how it all came to be.
Thank you so much for having me and this introduction. I'm just like really, I love the fact that you always say 18 years. You, for the past 10 years, you've been saying 18 years. It's been longer than that almost, but that's fine because that's exactly what you do. You always give me that feeling that age ain't nothing but a number. And
Girl.
you know, so thank you, first of all, for having us, and also for keeping to remind us of this time that has been very like it gave us the whole structure that is leading us even through our life today. You know, you are one of those people simply because you know us from teenage years, which is always special crazy. if you know somebody that long. Also, it's a mixture between like a close big sister and even a mother figure that you are to us.
And I love it, and I wear it with pride. And I love your mother. You know, she's the sweetest thing.
It's a totally family affair right now.
I saw three girls who were Black and African, and they were biracial, being a German mom. And I felt like I want to be in your life in some way. But back to you. So the beginning.
Well, the beginning is something that you have witnessed when we were like 16 years old in Germany. You know, before we made it to the States, we just got out of school into the studio. And we, obviously we've been sisters. We grew up in this. Singing harmonies since we can remember. And this was long before the Instagram days and the Facebook days and the internet, even the cell phone days, you know. So what we did was we had to knock on people's doors. And luckily we met somebody who was big at that time out here in Germany, who gave us that first chance and who kind of recognized. I think that's right when we met you, like in the beginning. And that's where we got our first experiences. But we noticed pretty fast that out here was not our direction because, this is my home, so I'm not going to want to talk bad about it, but just that flavor, that substance, that, that R&B, that soul that we grew up with, that we love. We even grew up with a lot of jazz music, that Black music was not, especially at that time, was not out here. And people didn't really get it at that time. So we felt like we didn't feel challenged at all. And we just, a few years later, I think the twins weren't even, they were 19. We left. We went to the States.
So I'm sitting in a barbershop in D.C., Maryland, with all men, and me and my son's getting his hair cut. And all of a sudden, there's like a record comes on, and it's a weird kind of intro, all of that. But everybody kind of was rocking to it, And then comes this voice singing Bad, Bad Girl. And I was like, I would swear, I said it out loud, I can swear I know who's singing this. Whoever this is sounds just like Amina and Jazz and Sophie. And I forgot about it. And then later, it was you guys. I called somebody in Germany. They said, they got a hit record in the States. I'm like, what song? They said, Bad, Bad Girl. It was featured in a Fast and Furious movie. And I was just like, Fast and Furious? Amina? What the? So, and at the time, even though I had met Mona Scott and I knew what all the things, people around you, I just kind of left you alone. I felt like everybody wants something from this girl.
I mean, it's kind of like that, especially if you're young and you don't even know what's going on. I mean, not to say that we wouldn't have spoke to you back then, but it was a lot at that time. And we also had to adjust to the culture because, our background is German and Senegalese, even though people might have confused us over there.
What's up, Africa? Black Buddafly, Senegalese. Yes, exactly. I don't think people knew that you're African.
Maybe they didn't. And, of course, we were really much into the culture and they welcomed us there. And there was so many lovely people also, at the same time, we all know the business. And if you're young and we didn't have our parents there, you know, or anybody really out of family who could have, you know, kind of like protected. So, you know, I'm not going to go into too many details, but we all know that some of these stories are true about.
Well, you see what's coming out with all over the industry.
If you're 19 years
and
old.
y'all are pretty too and hot and cute and everybody wants a piece of you.
You know, so therefore you probably felt it the right way that we were all over the place at that time. And it was exciting. It was like kind of like a movie, especially since the people in Germany were like, you would never make it over there. There's so many people out there singing. And, you know, these people are.
But you were unique. And when I remember singing nearly mouth to mouth with Amina on Something for Tony Couture back in the day in one of those studios, and I went, you know how special you are? I know she remembered me saying it. Said, you're gonna go so much bigger than what we see today. You singing in the studio. I just don't get why everybody doesn't see what I see. So later, you know, I met you and your children. And so after you arrived in America, what next? What was the best part of being famous and what was the worst?
I cannot, if I may just reframe it a bit, the best experience in my memory was the first week coming there. Wow. Because everything that people had doubted just happened within that first week. Like that reaction of so many people and the people we met within that first week in the times before Instagram and stuff, just in real life. Like we met P. Diddy that first night we came to. You know, we went to Battery Studios, which is, I probably don't have to tell people, it's the studio where Michael Jackson and the biggest people in the world recorded all the hit albums in the first night. And we went to clubs where it was just like our like biggest idols, Brandy, standing like in the first week. So, you know, we thought this would take a little more effort, you know, to get there.
I mean, can you imagine who in Germany?
There, yeah. You know?
And that's what I don't think people understood. Coming from Hamburg City, sitting with Brandy. Later you worked, I mean, and you're probably going to come to this point to add what happened with Alicia Keys. And so that was your most favorite experience.
Just because it was so unexpected. Of course, we had tons of great experiences, you know, up until the fact that we now have children by American fathers that we met there and everything. So it took a long, you know, tale, the whole story. But just that being young, going there and succeeding and meeting people who offer you a record deal, which is DefJam, and having Jay-Z as your boss. And, you know,
nobody knows that. This is legendary.
People don't know this, and so I'm thanking you for inviting me because now I feel okay telling this. For a long time, I didn't want to mention it over here because over here it's not like people don't want you to brag. This is not our culture over here in Germany. They don't want you to brag. So, but you always bring this up, so I feel comfortable talking about it.
Because I'm proud. You know? Not that I want to be a part of it. I couldn't stand it that people didn't understand what you were accomplishing. Because I was going on to Baltimore going, I'm a bad, bad girl, you know. And then I'm going home and I'm going, why do people not understand how famous these girls are? They're at the Fast and Furious premiere. I'm like, what is going on? So now to the worst. What happened that really hurt you? Like, what was painful?
I didn't expect this question. Or disappointing. Well, I can tell you, like, it is not a single event. It was disappointing that it was never enough. So that was disappointing to me because if you look at it from this perspective that we came out of a little small part of Hamburg, the outskirts of Hamburg City, a small city compared to New York, and we made it to DefJam Universal. We had Jay-Z as a boss. We made it to the, like you said, to the U.S.
highest
charts,
echelon, right?
You know, to the Billboard charts. You know, we made that, but it wasn't enough if it's not number one. We made it to tour with Rihanna, with Neo, with Chris Brown, with Faith Evans. We made it to but it's not. You're not selling out stadiums. So whatever you have, I could have looked at it as a big accomplishment. If it was times of Instagram, I'm sure people out here would have called it an accomplishment because they would have seen, you know,
what you were doing,
you know, where we sang and 60,000 people singing, whatever. But you know, it was never enough because I don't know the way they measure the CEOs or whatever they measure. So therefore, whatever you accomplish is not good enough, because even if you made it to the number one, you have to have 10 number ones.
Oh, God. And
you know, so that's something altogether that for me is like, you have to also have these moments where you feel like, okay, this moment right now is something great. And I think altogether that wore me out. Me out a bit, because this was a lot for little girls from Germany.
Right.
You know?
But people don't know, you were actually managing the girls into this process. So you actually did something really huge. You took you and your two sisters, and you went to another country, and you infiltrated one of the biggest businesses in the world without being executives coming from the business in that way.
Right.
What do you think? Now, you and your sisters, Amina stayed on. She joined Love and Hip Hop. You went back to Germany. You became a mom. And you seem to, for me, always be the protector. You're checking and you're checking and you're making sure. What would you say, if you really had to be honest, what as a big sister was painful for you to watch for your baby sisters? Because you have more experience at that moment.
I just remember, because I left first. That is right. You know, I left after 5 years in the States, you know, and the twin stayed. I mean, it's still there after over 20 years, and Jazz stayed, I think, at least 10. So the hardest part was leaving in general. Because, yes, I'm the oldest, and then they are twins, so I have always been in that role, and also sort of like the managing role, like you said, and just leaving them in general was hard, you know. And everything that happened after that, of course, I was in a new role as a mom. You know, I had 2 children then, and everything I had to adjust back in Germany wasn't easy. So I was kind of like distracted, but I still saw and there's struggles in between. We're not gonna lie.
So let's go back to this P. Diddy situation. So you was in the party. Now, did you end up at one of them parties?
Yes, we did. That first night.
God, we don't want to say. Did you? What can you say? Spill the tea.
I mean, this is like I said.
You guys were, y'all were cute and running around. Yeah, the people, did they bother you?
Now, being a mother, I'm like, okay, we were so naive. So many things could have happened. We're just lucky.
You got lucky.
But at that time, you just like, yeah, we can go there. It's all good. Like, you feel so confident and stuff. But now, my son is almost that age now. Right. You know? And I would feel like if he was alone on a party in New York, I would be like, wow.
So, we were girls, you have children. You raise your children. You have, I know, the father of your sons. Right. How has it affected your life to become a mother after being like a pop star? Like, and what do you watch out for your children? And Amina's children are also creative. They're already in music. If you watch their Instagram, what do you guys feel when you talk about it as sisters that you don't want to happen for your children?
I can't even say, because if they went the same route, even though it's tough, even though it's unsure, even though it's risky, even though it's, I can't even be mad at them.
Perfect. Good answer.
Like,
you would say, do your thing. Because your mother is like that.
Let me tell you this. All these children, you know, all 3 of us got 2 children. So it's 6 altogether. All these 6 children are artists.
Are artists. Crazy.
In a different form.
So you have a niece. You have the 2 nieces with Peter Gunn.
Yes.
And with Amina. And then you have your sons, your boys.
And Jazz.
And then you have Jazz has her little girl and
the boy.
So actually, that's interesting. You have like 2 boys, 2 girls.
And then the boy, girl. So it's all even out.
What's next? Now, you know I'm pressuring you to do music.
I know.
Like, I need to have an R&B Black Buddafly single bookers. You need to book these girls because they are still, I mean, y'all are some bad chicks.
I mean, kind of like, I know you've been saying this and I appreciate it because you still believe. And you know, we all still do little
customers
stuff here and there.
believe.
You know, still do here and there. And I've been doing quite a lot on my own, but it is indeed a different thing.
We need that.
And last year was the first time we did the reunion
and that
concert,
show was fire.
17 years later. Yeah. Black Buddafly reunion in our hometown here.
I'm gonna try to grab a clip of that just to play. That was fire. Yeah. That was I was teared up, y'all. SWV, you guys can sing all that stuff, and I just feel like it's your time, and I hope that you bring that R&B vibe back, because right now that's what's going on, and I hope seeing me, someone, well, not that young anymore, but still working her butt off, I want you to see that everything is possible.
I love seeing that with you. You know, especially, you know, we just did a gig together, which I loved at the big festival.
Well, I don't know anybody else who could have pulled that off in this country with Glenn Jones. You were singing with Leela James. You were singing the repertoire of stars from America, and you guys slayed.
It was fun. And slaying, speaking of slaying, the sisters Sledge were there, and they were also family business, and that also was very inspiring. Perfect. So these signs are coming closer and closer to where we're like, okay, maybe we should
I think it's just to show you it's okay.
Yes.
And don't think so much, because that's always been my issue with you. Don't think about all the, maybe this, just do it. And when that record comes out, I'm going to be like, this shit is so good. So, yeah, that's just I'm just so happy to have you here.
Thank you, Terri, for having us.
I think one of the things that you inspired me, because I saw little girls from Germany sitting in the studios with Alicia Keys, like all of these people, and I was absolutely, it was as though it was my daughters.
Yeah,
it really was like that. And everybody ain't for you. Everybody don't want you to win. I want you to win. That's true. I still want you to win. We're waiting for the Black Buddafly R&B single for the UK. My Soul in the UK. Please get ready for this record.
Shout out to the UK, because they have been very supportive before the internet days of Black Buddafly and the songs that we put out. So, for those who remember, hi, we're still out here. Thank you for your support.
Thank you so very much for coming. And you and Jazz really are, it's just a delight to know we're still doing Thanksgivings together.
Yes.
We try to do our little bit of America while we're
barbecues and all.
Exactly.
Thank you, Terri.
Sophie C.
Yes.
So before I jump into the next segment here, as Jazz comes to the table, I want to thank 99 Products for my kicks. You guys, people keep asking me where they can get them. 99products.com, actually run by Jeff Henderson. It's his company. And my son is a shoe designer there. So thank you for the kicks. They're comfortable. My drummer's wearing them. We're all wearing them. So send Black Buddafly some shoes, please. So because they look super cute. All right. So next up, hey, Jazz.
Hey.
Jazz, thank you for being here. It's a pleasure. Of the three sisters, you look the most like your mother, because I met your mom.
Thank you.
I don't know. So, Jazz, first we're gonna rewind a bit. So you're a twin to Amina, who I love and adore. Go back to the beginning, 18 years ago, landing in the U.S. And what was it like? As Sophie just said, going there the first week was crazy.
It was the craziest week of our lives, I would say. Yeah. Absolutely mind-blowing and eye-opening, everything. It was just everything you could imagine. It was like a movie.
And what do you think? You were younger, and is it what you expected walking to the rooms? Like P. Diddy was there and all these people were there, and
absolutely not what we expected. That's why it was so crazy and so special, because it was so it wasn't like we could have never imagined what would happen that week. So it was too much actually, but it was like a movie, like I said.
What I found incredible is that people were not, like I've said thousands of times to Germans, why do you not understand that these three girls, these sisters, broke records? There has not been, and somebody please out there, let me know what German girl group or German singer infiltrated the R&B charts, because I don't know any. You guys did that. You came from this. When I was saying it the whole time when you were in the charts, I'm like, isn't this a first? I thought everyone here would be super excited about that.
It feels good to hear that, because I kind of forget that a lot, that you guys actually broke happened. Records,
yeah.
But hearing that makes me feel like, wow, yeah, we really.
You guys broke records. You went over there and didn't just run into the low-level business. Tell us about the experience with DefJam and how that was for you.
Ooh, it was, again, we learned a lot about ourselves, about the music industry, of course. But it was just kind of like, although it was very tough and very hard, and a lot of things happened that were not so nice too, but it was still, it was still like these years that we toured and that we were signed. I also learned about who we are. Wow. And grew from girls to women, maybe. Wow. If I can say it like that. And for me especially, it was coming from Germany. We never felt accepted. We never felt like we belong here. And then as soon as we stepped over there
In Baltimore,
Yes,
DC.
kind of like we felt like okay, this can be it. Like this is the feeling that we were missing over here.
Wow.
So, yeah, it was.
So you're
So many things.
you're half Senegalese and half German.
Yes.
And I don't know if a lot of Americans knew that you were African, where your father, that you had this heritage. What was the worst thing that you experienced, and what was the best thing?
Oh my goodness. I will have to think. Oh gosh.
What happened that you were just like, oh my God, I'm so excited. This is the best. I never could imagine. Like with the three sisters together.
Probably the best thing, or what? I mean, there were so many great moments, but one of the greatest moments that I will never forget was singing in front of Reid, and basically getting the deal right after we sang. That was like
really? I didn't know
yeah.
That. So you
we
sung in front of
sang in front of
I didn't know
Reid.
you sung in front of Reid.
And then like soon after we were sent to the other room, and then like maybe 30 minutes after they told us, yeah, you got the deal. Like, and that was like the moment of wow.
So you knew that all the naysayers in Hamburg who were like didn't really want y'all to make it, and because people told you can't do it,
Yeah.
Reid gave you the thumbs up, green light.
Yes.
So
yes.
you know that makes you some bad tricks.
Yeah, crazy.
What? So I want to have a personal question. You are a twin, and I know you and Amina spend a lot of time together when you can.
Yes.
Have you always been this little extra connection between the two of you as twins?
Definitely. I mean, we definitely have a different connection and a special one. Now we had to adjust to the fact that we live on different continents. Yeah. But still, even nowadays when we're together, it's just like we don't even have to speak. It's we understand each other without words. Basically, it's
It's crazy to watch you guys grow up. So talk about working with. You worked with who did you work with on the one rapper that joined you? Fabulous.
Yes.
So what was that experience like working with Fabulous?
Well, actually, we didn't go into the studio with him, so we met him before and after. But when he recorded his verse, we weren't there. But yeah, we knew him even before that. We have met him and afterwards many times. So yeah, it was just a great thing that he jumped on it. We were just so happy, and yeah, he did his thing.
What is your favorite Black Buddafly song?
Oh my goodness, another great question, and one that I would have to think about because we have so many songs even that nobody even heard. But you mean the ones that came out? Oh my gosh, oh gosh. Well, we only had those two big singles.
So the first big single was
Rockabye was even before that.
Was before that.
And that's actually, I personally like that one more than Bad Girl.
That's right, Rockabye.
Yeah, but I mean, those are the two songs that people know most.
True.
So but we have so many more songs.
Oh
my goodness. Okay, I even had did I have the first verse? Yeah, I did. Boy, what you got planned tonight? 'Cause I was thinking maybe I might wanna stop by and see me. I need my sisters to back me up. And I'm ready to get rocked and put to sleep. How long do you think it'll be? It's a little after 10. I'll be here waiting, rockabye, be your baby, and so on.
Y'all gotta get to the UK. We need you in all the festivals because I want to hear that stuff.
Oh gosh, I hate singing alone. I need my sisters next to me.
I know you need them, and y'all have to make that work. Because you guys, now you look gorgeous.
Thank you.
You and Sophie, you guys just look amazing.
Thank you.
How you held it down and had all these kids. My kids are 31. I'm talking about still losing the baby.
Oh gosh.
I want to look like you.
Thank you.
Talk about your mom fighting for her daughters. She's been a ride or die chick.
Absolutely. She's always been the biggest supporter, even though she couldn't give us much, but just her heart was always there, and she was always there whenever we needed her. She was always believing in us, even, and letting us do what we love, you know?
I found it, talking to your mom, I found it interesting how acutely aware she was of the Black experience for her daughters.
Mm-hmm.
She understood what she could not give. She understood what she could
Absolutely.
give. And she understood you need to have this Black experience.
Yes,
That's
she
not
did.
usual with a lot of biracial kid.
She did, and I never really thought about that, actually, to be honest.
On top of it. And I was really shocked at how aware she was of that. Was she afraid for you girls when you went to the U.S.?
I'm sure she was. She wouldn't say it like that, but I'm sure she was very afraid. Yeah, she was. Mm.
So later down the road, what is going to happen to Black Buddafly? Because I feel like this is still another beginning.
Well, we've had such a long break, but my dream, of course, is to sing together again, and at least just, if we go on a tour or something like that together. And just because now that we're older, we're also better, I feel like. And yeah, I just love whatever we can do together. I just hope that can happen again. It doesn't have to be, the group is back together and we're going to pursue.
We need that R&B song. Yeah. Because what people don't get, you truly nail that R&B stuff.
Thank you.
I don't
That's
like.
So good to hear.
I ain't never heard nobody else in this country nail it like that. Like you fit in so much in the state. Like I was just like, I can't think of anybody else. I heard Amina first because we were together in the studio, and I went. Sounds like, girl, you don't need to be singing this music. You need to be singing R&B. And so I don't know why God gave you those voices, but please don't stop singing. Please don't stop making records. And if there's anything that comes from all the Leela James and us coming together again, is that understand that we want to see, we rocking with y'all. We want you to do your thing. With all, with the kids in tow, with everything. Yes. Just do you. Mm-hmm. And all of that was meant to happen.
It was. I believe that too. Thank you so much. That means the world.
So everybody, you got Miss Jazz in the studio today, Sophie C. This is Terri Green, and I hope you guys check out their YouTube channel. Check out Amina Buddafly on Instagram. That's my girl. We love her so much. And also check out Jazz Buddafly on Instagram, as well as Sophie C. Sophie plays guitar. They're very musical chicks. So I hope it was not the last time I see you at a concert, but the next time I want it to be the other way around.
Yes.
I want to be there going, I'm a bad, bad girl, and just having a good time.
Yes.
So anything you want to say to your mom, any dedications?
Well, to my mom, I love my mom. I love you so much, Mom. And I never really tell her face to face, we don't really say it that much, but she knows that we love her deeply. But other than that, I miss my twin.
Oh wow, Amina, come back to Hamburg.
And
she ain't coming back. She loves the States.
Yeah, she does.
Weather's too nice. She don't want no rain. But anyway, it's just an honor that I finally got to be connected to you the way I always wanted to, because I felt like an arm was missing because I had Amina, and everybody's only like jazz, jazz, jazz. And secondly, it's an honor for you to tell your story like Sophie is now. She just told us so much that I didn't know. I didn't know about singing with L.A. Reid and being with the parties and the L.A. life. And I just think that's a part of why I do it. It's all about independent artists and telling their stories.
It's crazy. Yes, it's great. It's amazing.
And I want to thank 34 Studios for allowing me the opportunity for the Green Room, because it really isn't about me. It's about the people that I see that are so worthy of more.
Thank you for doing this. This is such a great
talk. Come back anytime. We need to get you on Africa Voices too.
Okay. Please.
And I cannot forget to thank, as always, Basement 34 for his incredible editing, incredible organization, and directing for the podcast, The Green Room. We'll see you next time.